All right, everybody, welcome in tonight. We are kicking off our first Teaching Tuesday here in the CEO Mode Activated community. So, welcome in, guys. I am your host, Miss Cat, your coach, accountability partner, and teacher, and I'm ready. Okay, so tonight we're going to be talking about offer clarity. Okay, a lot of people are not doing this thing the right way. And so I'm going to help you make it clear and plain. So if you haven't done so, grab your pen and paper because you will need to take notes. Okay. Now, I need a little interaction. Okay. So there will be points within this time that I'll kind of ask for some feedback. So y'all flow with me, okay? But we're gonna go ahead and get this party started. So let me go ahead and share my screen. And the first thing that I want you guys to realize is one of the main reasons why you are not selling at the way that you should be selling is because you are trying to sell to everybody. Let me pause right there. You are trying to sell to everybody, and everybody is not your client, and everybody is not your demographic. Okay. So, contrary to popular belief, okay, you have to sell to one person. And so tonight, before we even start talking about an offer, we need to understand who our client avatar is. So we're going to first walk through creating your client avatar. Okay. Now, what is a client avatar? First of all, a client avatar is a clear. So I want to make sure that we understand this is a clear description of the one. So not two, not five, not 10, the one specific person that you want to serve with your business, their goals, their struggle, their lifestyle, and what they're looking for. Okay. So it's not about describing how you can help everyone. Okay. Your service, whether you believe it or not, is not for everyone. Okay. It's about choosing the one person that your offer is perfect for. Okay. Now, the reason why this is super important because when you know exactly who you're talking to, your branding becomes stronger. Your marketing becomes so much easier. Your offer becomes clearer. Your content rather attracts the right people. Sales feel natural instead of confusing. Okay. I don't know. Have you guys ever been on, the internet or maybe you on Facebook? Now it's full of ads, but you ever been on Facebook or been somewhere and like you see an ad and you're like, dang, that person is speaking directly to me. Put a one in the chat, put something in the chat if you've dealt with that, right? So the reason why they're speaking directly to you is because you're their client avatar. Okay. So they've mastered it. So that's why the marketing hits different because now they're speaking specifically to you. And for those that run Facebook ads, I know I got Nicole here, on the call. We love ads, right? When you know exactly who your client avatar is, now you're super dialed in. You're not wasting your ad spend because now you can dial your ads specifically to that person that you want to attract. So now you're not wasting marketing budget trying to cater to everybody. You're speaking specifically to that person. Okay. So your client avatar is very simple. It's the one person that you built your offer for. Okay. So let's talk about it because again, the more clear that you are about who this person is, the better it is for you. Okay. I promise you. All right. So who are they? Who is this person? Now, I've been told, I don't know if this is true or not, but I've been told that your ideal client avatar is usually some version of yourself. All right. Again, that's just what I heard. So for example, I have a program that I call Concept to Company, where I help people take an idea and form, a legitimate business, right? So my client avatar is people that are new in business. Why do I want to work with people new in business? Because I wish that when I was new in business, somebody created something like that for me, right? So my client avatar is a version of me when I first started business, right? So I'm saying all that to simply say that you have to know who this person is, right? And some people I've seen name their client avatar, but you need to know their age. You need to know where they're located, right? You need to know what do they want most? What are their goals, right? What are they struggling with? What is their main problem or frustration? What is keeping them stuck? Now, I know you guys might be like, Kat, this is so like amateur. I don't need to, this is doing too much. I don't need to know all of this. Well, that's the reason why you're not selling the way that you should be selling, because you're not catering to your client avatar. Okay. So the more that you hone in on this, the more that you understand this, the more that you really dial into this, then you can start speaking to that person directly. Okay. What do they need from you? What have they tried, already and it hasn't worked? Where do they spend their time? Are they online? Are they offline? And you might be thinking, Kat, why do I need to know all of that? Well, let me just say, what if my client avatar was a single mother, right? So if I'm going to be marketing, to my client avatar, and I know that single mothers are, at a single mothers group, or wherever single mothers may be, maybe they're, at church. I don't know. I'm just making this up. But now maybe if I'm passing out flyers, I can go where they hang out, where I know that they spend their time. Is this helping anybody tonight? Is this like, are we resonating with this? Okay. Awesome. Awesome. So the more that you know about your client avatar, right? The better that not only can you create content and ads and so on and so forth, right? That'll hit them, but the better that you can serve them, because you genuinely, right? You want to help them whatever it is that they need. So the more that you know, right, the better that you can serve them. All right. So what's their buying motivation? So on and so forth. So before we got started, I told you guys to grab a pen and paper. So as I was talking, I hope that you were writing, some of this down and really thinking about this. Now, this is not something that, in these couple of minutes that you may, have all the answers to, but the more clearer that this person is to you, the better that you will sell. I'm just going to take a pause real quick. The more clearer that this person is to you, the better that you will sell. Okay. So make sure that if you're not doing it in this moment, that you are at least writing these questions down so you can answer them, in the future. So then we put it all together. Okay. So now that we know exactly who we're trying to serve, right? Now we can be clear and create a simple sentence to keep your avatar clear and easy to use, right? So basically, I help blank go from blank to blank through whatever I sell. Okay. So remember, I told you guys I created Concept to Company. So I help new entrepreneurs. This is an example. I help new entrepreneurs, right? So it's very clear, new entrepreneurs. It doesn't say established entrepreneurs. It doesn't say anybody, who's thinking about, like, no, new entrepreneurs, right? What do I help them do? I help them go from overwhelmed and unorganized to confident, credible, and ready to make money through my concept to company framework. Now, we're about to jump into how to create the offer. So don't get too honed in on the actual offer yet, because we're about to talk about that. But what I want you to really think about, so when somebody says, hey, what is it that you do? How many, come on guys, put some emoji, something in the chat. You go to some kind of networking event, you're out and about. What's the first thing they're gonna ask you? Somebody unmute yourself. What are they gonna ask you?
What do you do?
What do you do? Right? What do you do? So wouldn't it be dope if you had I help statement, very clear, precise, and to the point? I help blank go from blank to blank through my whatever, right? Oh, you know what? I know a new entrepreneur. You probably can help them. Because think about this. Have you ever been in a situation where you try to explain what it is that you do and it's not clear? And then they're like, oh, I think my cousin or my grandma might can use that. And you're like, wait, no, your grandma, this ain't for your grandma, right? But guess what? Because you don't even know who your demographic is or who your client avatar is, right? Now you're confusing the people that want to help you. They want to refer people to you, but guess what? They can't even refer because you ain't even make it clear what it is that you actually do and who you serve. Is this helping somebody tonight? All right. So at the end of the day, you need to make it very clear. I help blank go from blank to blank through whatever it is that you offer. Okay. So write that down. I help blank go from blank, blah, 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 whatever it is that you do. Okay. So just remember, when you build your business with one person in mind, you attract many. All right. So you don't have to approach business trying to serve everybody. Just have that one person in mind, because what you'll realize is that these people run in the pack. These people don't come by themselves. It's a lot of these people. But clarity creates confidence, and confidence makes clients say yes. Okay. Not trying to sell everything to everybody. You have one offer that you sell to one person, and you'll be surprised how many of that one person will show up for you. Okay. So we're clear. Everybody understands. Now we are looking for a certain client avatar when we sell. All right. So what are we selling? Let's talk about creating your signature offer. Okay. So this is the interaction part, because everybody on this line is some form of entrepreneur. You selling something, right? So I want two people. Somebody tell me, what is it that you sell? What's your signature offer? Somebody unmute and let me know what you sell. This what we doing tonight?
I guess I sell like MSP plans.
MSP. What is it?
So managed IT service plans.
Manage IT service plans. Okay, thank you for chiming in. See, it's not it's not rocket science. Y'all are business owners. What do you sell?
So IT support.
No.
Oh,
I appreciate that. Thank you,
my
Nicole,
bad.
for chiming in.
Shit, I was
I'm
about
saying,
to.
let me get one more person to chime in and tell me what it is that you sell. I promise you, this is not brain
Sade is
surgery.
t-shirts, custom t-shirts.
T-shirts. Okay, perfect. So Sade sells t-shirts. Nicole sells what is it? MSP? Say it again.
Managed IT services plans, or
Managed
MSP for short.
managed IT service plans. Awesome. So everybody on this line, I know you guys are probably like, I don't want to give the wrong answer, but you should know what it is that you sell. The problem is that when most of you guys are selling something, you're selling a product not an offer. Okay. And it's okay. See, the thing is that when Miss Cat shows you that you're doing something wrong, I'm always show you how to correct it and do it the right way. All right. So let's talk about how you can create your signature offer. Y'all ready for that? Is that what y'all came for? Put a 1 in the chat if that's what y'all came for. I don't want to talk to myself tonight. Okay. I just want to make sure. Okay, perfect. Okay. So let me help you guys out real quick. Okay. So before we get into this, let me just give me 1 second. Let me help y'all out with this. Y'all can still see my screen, but let me stop sharing my screen for a second. Okay. So let's just say y'all see this cell phone, right? Let's just say that my business was selling cell phones. I sell cell phones. Okay. Right. So how many of y'all, I have this phone right here. How many of y'all, if I said, hey, this phone is $1,000, how many of y'all would buy this phone for $1,000? It's okay if you wouldn't. Just yes or no. Put yes in the chat or no in the chat if you would buy this phone for $1,000.
No, thank you.
No, no thanks. Look, she said no, thank you. No, thank you. Okay, right now. So again, my business is selling phones. Remember that, right? $1,000 a pop. So what if I said, you know what? I know that you are a entrepreneur, right? And I have this cell phone, and I have very important contacts in this cell phone that no matter who dials those contacts, they will answer and they will do whatever you need them to do. So inside of this cell phone, I have Oprah's number, where you can dial Oprah and she'll put you on her show. I have all the top rated podcasts. So if you need more marketing and exposure for your business, right, you can just dial the contacts in there. They'll put you on any podcast that you need, right? I also have a direct contact to somebody at the SBA directly. They have unlimited access to loans, grants, government funding. Literally, you just press a button, dial, and you can get direct access, right? What if I say I have the top rated, business attorneys, contract lawyers, so you never have to worry about making a new contract, any contracts, you just dial from the phone, right? There's somebody that can help you with your contracts. If you get into any legal issues, right in this phone, right? What if I say that I have a top rated credit person that can help you with your business credit from scratch, and they'll help you get all your trade lines, so on and so forth. But now, guys, this phone is $5,000. Who would buy it?
You had me at Oprah.
Okay, exactly. So that's the difference, right? Between selling a product. I'm selling the same. I ain't changed the phone. Did the phone change? Right? So that's the difference between selling a product and selling an offer. Does that make sense? Right? That I hope that's making sense. So at the end of the day, a lot of y'all are selling products instead of an offer. So we're gonna fix that tonight. All right. So let's get to it. So let me get back to sharing my screen. All right. I just want to make sure that y'all could see my phone. All right. So let's talk about creating your signature offer. So what is a signature offer? Your signature offer starts with one simple thing: your core product or service. Okay. So again, in that example, my core product was the phone, right? So before you try to sell a full program, bundle, system, whatever the case may be, you want to start with your core, your core thing. So what is the one thing that you do or provide that creates real results for your client? Okay. And it says that is your cookie. I'm about to explain what that means. Okay. So once you're clear on that, then you can build an entire ecosystem around it. So guys, can y'all see this is my screen? Let me stop sharing for a second, because I need to make sure that we're all on page. Okay. So You know how they say it can all be so simple, but we rather make it hard? Okay. This is so simple. So one of the greatest marketers in the entire world, shout out to Russell Brunson. He basically introduced me to this book. If You Give a Mouse a Cookie. Have anybody seen this book before? Anybody? No? Okay. Let me introduce it to you. Okay. If You Give a Mouse a Cookie is a freaking children's book, and this is the key to creating your signature offer. Do y'all believe me? Y'all believe me? I'm about to show y'all. Okay, so let's read a couple of pages. We're not going to read too deep, but it says, if you give a mouse a cookie. So if you give a mouse a cookie, again, this is a child's book, all right? He's going to ask for a glass of milk. All right. When you give him the milk, what's going to happen, y'all? Hold on. What's going to happen? So once you give him the milk, he'll probably ask you for a straw. Okay. And then when he's finished, what is he going to do? He's going to ask you for a napkin. All right. Then he'll want to look in the mirror to make sure he doesn't have a milk mustache. This is a child's book, y'all. One of the greatest marketers in the world said, your offer is this simple. All right. So let's talk about it. So what you will realize, guys, is that the core of the book, what's the product? What's the product, y'all? Put it in the chat. What's the product in this children's book? What did we start off with? The cookie. Thank you. It's the cookie. But guess what? When you solve one problem, you naturally create the next step your client needs. And then the next, and then the next. So this is how your simple product becomes a signature offer, right? So for example, when it came to the phone, nobody wanted to just buy the phone, but I knew that entrepreneurs want exposure. I know that entrepreneurs want access to loans and grants and funding, right? I know that entrepreneurs want to build their business credit, right? I know that, you get what I'm saying? So that's the reason why now it's more attractive for you to buy that phone, because what did I do? I started talking to your pain points, right? I started honing in on the things that I know that you need. Hopefully this is making sense. Should we just log off, or y'all got everything that y'all need so far, or should I keep going? Somebody better tell me to keep going.
Makes total sense. Keep it rolling. Keep it rolling.
Okay, I just want to make sure. All right, awesome. So when you solve one problem, naturally other stuff is going to flow out of that, right? So this is how your simple product becomes a signature offer, not by adding fluff. We're not fluffing it up, but we're adding the next right steps that your client needs to complete the transformation, okay? So let's talk about it. Identify your core product. So if you're writing notes, this is a good time, so you might, your core product might literally be cookies or cupcakes or whatever, right? What's the best thing that you're good at? Okay. What is the one result I can deliver confidently every time? What is the simplest version of what I offer right now? So let's give some examples. Let's say that you're good at making logos. Let's say that you're good at fitness coaching, tax prep, doula services, hair coloring. Shoot, I just do some good hair, right? What is the one thing where your offer begins? Okay. So this is, how you start creating your signature offer. So my core offer is what? Okay, I'm gonna give y'all a minute to just kind of jot down your notes. What is the core skill, product, or service that you offer? Okay. Now, what result does this offer create? Okay. So for example, does it give you cleaner branding? Does it give you healthier hair? Because some of y'all might be on this call like, well, dang, I only do this. I only do hair. But guess what? Did you know that some people do hair care and some people just do hair? Some people wouldn't even care if your hair just fell out after, as long as it's fried, dyed into the side, right? But some people actually pride themselves in healthy hair. What type of people care about healthy hair? Does Bone Chica care about that? Or does Bone Chica just want to look good at the club, right? This is why this stuff matters. Bone Chica might not want to pay $300 for healthy hair. She don't care as long as it look good, right? So yeah, you might do hair. You might be the best at the hair care, but guess what? If you are not talking to your target demographic, it doesn't matter how good your product or service is. All right. I don't know if y'all ever heard the saying that you're the right package, you just been delivered at the wrong address. It's okay. I'll let y'all take that one. All right. So the point of the matter is, it doesn't matter what you do. You give some type of result of what it is that you offer, your core product, skill, or service. Okay. So who is the one person that you can help right now? All right. And again, I might do decor, right? But maybe my target person is the person that can't afford the lavish, prom send off. Maybe I cater to, a certain demographic, and and that's who I help. I help single moms who are on a budget. You get what I'm saying? Maybe I do cakes and cupcakes, but I cater to, rich aunties. I don't know, right? But you need to know who is the one person. If you could have your ideal client every single time, who would that person be? That's who you help. All right? So then you identify the reaction, because again, we already know once you give them the cookie or whatever that main product is, then they're going to want more, right? So for example, if I give them a logo, then they're going to need brand colors. If I give them the brand colors, then they're going to need a landing page, right? If I give them a landing page, then they're going to need this, right? If I give them a cupcake, then they're going to need, the napkins to go with it. If I give them the napkins, then they're going to need the decor, right? Is this helping somebody tonight?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure I wasn't talking to myself, okay? So see how it unfolds. Your job is to map out this chain reaction for your particular industry. What does a client need immediately after receiving my core product or service? What do they need next to actually get the results from it? And what steps do they always get stuck on after working with me? Okay. And this is how this becomes your signature offer ingredients list. Okay. So you fill in the chain. If my client needs this, then they're going to need this. And then after that, so on and so forth. But ultimately, they want to be what? They want to become what? They want to, and again, you guys use Chat GPT to make those characters and those, weird things that y'all do. Put it in Chat GPT. Hey, chat, I do, t-shirts. I do such and such and so help me simplify this so it makes sense for my industry. But the goal is you don't want to just sell a product. You want to sell an offer. Offers are what sells. Okay? And let's also be clear, your offer doesn't have to be only fulfilled by you. part of your offer may be fulfilled by somebody else. For example, maybe you do the cupcakes, but you have somebody that do the decor, but part of your offer is like, hey, we do, cupcakes, decor, and DJ. I'm just making that up. That doesn't mean that you personally got a DJ and do the decor, but you have a solution for that client. Is that helping somebody? If it's helping you, put help in the chat. Put help in the, if this is helping you, put help in the chat. Okay, perfect. Awesome. Okay, so this sequence, once you fill out all of this sequence is your signature transformation. Your signature offer solves the entire chain, not just the first step. And if you guys are honest with yourself, right, you don't have to put this in the chat, but most of y'all only cater to the first step. It's okay, I already know. Okay, so now with this signature offer, you can give them well, you know what, Miss Cat, I wanted to start a business, but I can't buy because I need I already got that. Well, I can't buy because, well, that's part of it too, right? Now they don't have no excuse. Does that make sense? Hopefully that's making sense. All right. So step 3 is you want to package the transformation. Now you take the chain reaction and you turn it into a complete transformation. Your offer should solve the original problem and the problems that naturally come off after. So we talked about this, and I'll show it again. Remember, we talked about I help who go from blah, 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 blah. Now you should be very clear on that statement. I help who go from what to what using my what. Now, once you put the offer together, of course, you're going to put, a cute name to it, right? So, for example, if I'm a hairstylist, I help women. Okay, so just because I'm a stylist and I'm good and maybe I can do men, women, children, dogs, I can style anything because I'm the GOAT. But guess what? I help women. Okay, I help women go from damaged hair to healthy, vibrant color with my 3-step color code method, right? If I'm in fitness, I help busy moms go from tired and inconsistent to strong, energized, and disciplined using my busy mom blueprint. I'm just making that up, right? So the point of the matter is who I help them go from blah to blah using my blah. Make sense? That's your signature offer. Again, your signature offer solves the entire chain, not just the first step. Okay? So again, start simple. Start with your cookie. Okay? So the dream offer is not built by adding more. It's just built by understanding what comes next for your client. But guess what? If you don't understand who that client is and what they struggle with and what keeps them up at night, you can't walk through this. That's why it's very important that you understand who that client avatar is first. So that way you can help them with the next step, guiding them through their entire transformation. The signature offer isn't what you sell, it's what you deliver. Okay? And when you get that part right, the clients don't just buy from you, they stay with you. Y'all like that? Okay. Hopefully y'all was feeling it. All right, cool. So guys, I'm gonna go ahead. I like to incentivize those who show up, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys these 2 worksheets, one creating your signature offer and one for your client avatar. That way you could just print it up and write on it. With y'all, is that cool with y'all? Y'all cool with that? All right. So that way you have it for yourself. But before I do that though, I need about 2-3 people to tell me, you guys know how this go. What did you learn tonight? So not, oh, Miss Cat, that was so great. And fluffy the fluff, right? you guys are all entrepreneurs here, right? Did anybody learn any new concepts or anything new that, man, this gonna really help me take it to the next level? Can I get somebody to unmute and tell your girl about what you learned?
I did. I want to go first because this right here was so good.
Okay, what
So
you got?
when you said we're selling the offer, not the product, I mean that was a whole light bulb moment. And it really showed me a lot of things that I need to do when it comes to what I offer, because it's like I've been selling the product mostly instead of, having it packaged as the actual offer. Like you said, the offer sale. So that's what I picked up on tonight. That was a great nugget for me.
Awesome. I'm so happy to hear that. Thank you so much. So just for clarity, you guys are selling the product, which we need to be selling the offer. So thank you so much for tapping in and being transparent, because a lot of people are at step one and they haven't dove in deeper. But again, a lot of times it's due to the fact that you don't even know who your client avatar is in the first place. So that's the step one. So hopefully that helped bring some clarity. Who's next?
I will go next.
Okay.
So for me, it was less that I learned, but it affirmed a lot of the things that my partner and I were talking about earlier about the next step, making sure that the experience, because we're an experience company primarily. So for us, it's not what's the next product that do you need after you buy this product. It's what's the next logical progression for this experience. And that's what we're working on today. And so hearing you say it after we had that discussion today is such affirmation, and I appreciate you.
Amazing. I'm happy to hear that. Anybody else want to chime in? Can I get one more person to chime in? And so y'all want me to drop this worksheet, but nobody want to chime in for your girl?
My video is not working.
Oh, no worries, love. What you got?
I just want to say, yes, I pulled a lot from this and a lot was affirmed. We definitely discussed all of this earlier today. But for me, I think that and I'm not focusing on other businesses, but what you have given me um, has showed me where I dropped the ball before. I've always offered a service, but I've never expounded beyond that or thought of, even if I thought it through, I never offered it. I never put it on the table for a person. Yes, just because you have this great thing, what's keeping this person coming back? I have people that, they buy from me occasionally, maybe twice a year. They might even invite me and have their families come out and support me. But I have never had that thing that says, you know what, I've got to get this from her every week, every month, every year. I needed to have something more to give the people. And this really told me where I was dropping that ball. So I'm learning how to navigate where my partner and I, where we're working on now, because this
For
affirm
sure.
what we're thinking about this and processing it in a way I hadn't before. But it's also telling me that once this is established and once this gets off the ground, the other things I'm going to put my hands on, I'm going to have all these tools to just be successful across the board. And that's what I'm so excited about that part of it.
Phenomenal. And I'm glad that you said that, because again, these things are rinse and repeat. You get what I'm saying? So no matter, like, you might start in this business and say, hey, I want to open up another business. Well, guess what? If I open up another business, I still need to know who my client avatar is for that business, right? I still need to create an offer for that particular, product or service, if that makes sense. So the phenomenal thing about the concepts that I teach, they are rinse and repeat, and it doesn't matter what industry you're in or who, whatever. It applies to everything. So thank you so much for that chime in. So I went ahead and dropped in the chat the client avatar worksheet and the signature offer worksheet. You're welcome. So you guys have that now. Tomorrow I'm coming with some more heat, so make sure that you guys tap in tomorrow. And again, a lot of people ask, Miss Cat, how can I support or this movement or what we're creating, just invite people. If you thought this was good, something that you can benefit from, this is open to everybody in the community. So there's no reason why it should only be a few of us on these calls. I think a lot of people need access to this information, right? So invite people to the community. And then by all means, I'm going to go on to the group and I'm going to ask you guys what you got out of tonight. If you could just chime in so other people can see that we met and we had a time, right? Then that would be great as well. But until next time, you guys have a great evening and I will see y'all on the next call.
All right.